Hello friends, on today's episode of Blockchain Education, we'll be discussing on what is a blockchain. Now, I'll start with the definition and then I'll expatiate on it. A blockchain is a decentralized distributed ledger that is stored across a network of computers. Now, there are two keywords there, distributed and ledger. Distributed refers to shared or spread out, shared or spread out. And a ledger is a record of transactions. So we can say a blockchain is a system where records of transactions are shared across a network of computers. You can think of it as a digital record book that is stored across many computers. I'll give you an example. So, say we have this random spreadsheet, this random spreadsheet. Normally, that spreadsheet will be stored on your computer's memory, right? On your computer's memory, right? But in a blockchain, what happens is copies of that spreadsheet is stored on different computers in different locations. So you can have a copy of that spreadsheet in a computer somewhere in France. You can have a copy of that spreadsheet in a computer somewhere in the US. You can have a copy of that spreadsheet in a computer somewhere in South Africa, right? And these computers are interconnected, right? And in a blockchain, if that is using that same spreadsheet analogy, if that spreadsheet is updated, that is, if something new is added to it, it reflects on every other copy. It reflects on every other copy. Now, how does this work? In a particular blockchain network, transactions are grouped together in a block, right? Transactions are grouped together in a block. Then that block is attached to a previous block, and then the network verifies to make sure that the transaction on that block are real and accurate. And if they are then added to the blockchain. That's just a very simplified version. They are then added to the blockchain, right? Some of the key features of a blockchain are decentralization. Remember when we mentioned the distributed? Yeah, that's decentralization. Then immutability, because when a transaction is added to the blockchain, it cannot be changed, it can't be altered, right? That means it is immutable. Another key feature is trustless, right? A blockchain system is trustless, meaning there's no third, it doesn't require a third party. The system sort of guarantees itself. It doesn't need a third party to handle anything. The system guarantees itself. Those are just some few features of a blockchain. Now, some of the use cases are, the first one is, it's quite popular. Yeah, that is cryptocurrencies. Cryptocurrencies use blockchains to record and store transactions, right? That's one of the major use cases of a blockchain, cryptocurrencies. Another one is smart contracts, right? Smart contracts are simply self-executing codes that run when certain conditions are met, and they run on the blockchain, right? And then another use case of blockchain is supply chain management, right? Where companies can use blockchain to track their products. These are just a few examples, right? These are just a few examples. So, to recap, a blockchain is a secure, shared digital system for recording information. A secure, shared digital system for recording information. I really hope I did a decent job explaining this. If you have any questions, feel free to let me know in the comments. And until next, and look at me. Until next time, friends, take care.